Good morning. Well, good evening. That would be the start, wouldn't it? Welcome to Warhammer Wednesdays and Once Upon a Time in the Old World. I am Jim, your games master, and this is my cranky crew of misfits.
Hi, I'm Roger. I'm playing Johann von Erfinder, and I have spent my XP on ranged engineering as I have recently leveled up to be an engineer.
Hi, I'm Aaron, slightly beat up today, but better me than my character Hagen Ritter von Delbers, the knight of the cult of Ulrich, who is preparing to square off against some trolls. I'm sure that'll go well.
Hi, I'm Kevin. I'm playing Gerhard Akram, who is a wizard of Shimon. I've been trying to cast spells with these trolls. It's not working out. So hopefully better this time.
Hey up, by gum. It be Dan, back again, with his awful accent. And I'd be playing Wardek, the pit fighter, and I'd be spending my XP on strength to bear hit orcs with.
Also, you're drinking the blood of greenskins, which is relevant.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see my green drink here.
Sorry, I forgot it was me next. Right. I'm doing really well. Hi, I'm Colin. I'm playing Cowlin Redemacher, the human thug, at least at the moment. I have spent my XP on not being a thug anymore. To be revealed.
Hi all, I'm Dan, and I'm playing Ilmarin, the elven diplomat, who doesn't really do much diplomacy these days, it seems. All I seem to keep doing is getting drawn into fights. I've once again not spent XP. I have 300 XP to spend at some point on diplomacy things.
Okay, so welcome to episode 13. And this is the season 1 finale. And we're going to be having a few weeks break in which I believe, is it Louis is running some
Lewis is running
Hackstung Cthulhu. And then we'll be back hopefully after he has completed his sessions in turning the players mad. So we've also got something nice to go through tonight as well. I believe one of the Garblag members on Discord has been doing some character art for, I believe, done 2 characters so far.
Yep.
Yeah, Hagen and Johann, I believe. I don't know if we can. Oh, there we go. Excellent. It's really caught the atmosphere and Warhammer in general. So yeah, he's done a really good job there.
Cool, man. Really cool.
Absolutely, especially Johann's fluffy arms. That's a good thing.
They are amazing, and it's how I pictured Johann, so I think he's nailed it.
Yeah, they're amazing pictures.
Looking very Lee Van Cleef from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly there, or...
Well, that's coincidental.
Yeah, especially the moustache. Yeah, it's definitely a moustache full of fear.
Well, Johann's distinguishing mark is the impressive moustache.
Yes, absolutely.
I would say mustachios.
So, anyway, it's been quite a roller coaster over season 1, where we've managed to get through some quite difficult sessions and difficult situations, and I hope you've enjoyed yourselves so far, and I hope we can do more in the future. But for tonight, last week we were left with the group running to the rescue of a village that was being regularly raided by some greenskins, possibly from a larger army, and taking people away, young uns, women, males, the whole lot, the whole spectrum. They don't care who they take, just whoever they take a fancy to at the time. Unfortunately, Mordek got very inebriated last time, and he spent most of the session. In fact, he spent all of the session hugging a barrel of dwarven ale on the back of the cart. I think everybody... Ilmarin did plenty of diplomacy last week. Showed his skills amazingly. Hagen held back his anger as he sort of raced in to finish off the Greenskins. And Johan, too, held his back. I believe our wizard Gerhard had a few mishaps. Trying to channel and trying to cast spells.
More fizzles.
Slowly getting there.
Yeah.
And
so this is the time you finally open the fight with that attack and one-shot the Orc War Boss, yeah?
Absolutely. And Colin, or Carolyn, should I say, seems to be going through some sort of not life crisis, but life
epiphany.
Yeah. Sort of seemingly wanting to turn her back on previous ways, and maybe putting some focus in on maybe a more ecclesiastical way forward. So,
might actually join the rest of the party and being able to read and write.
Absolutely. So we left the party as Hagen was on the charge in, and he's seen that actually it was probably a bad idea because there was a lot of civilians who'd been rounding up in the village square. And there was one particular orc who calls himself, what does he call himself? Big Guz. Seems to be shouting the odds about it. He's quite a big orc. He looks very strong. He looks very tough. But he's quite adamant that he wants his two playthings to fight the group, which is 1 and 5, two trollish twins apparently, although they look nothing like each other. And most of the goblins that were in the village centre seem to have moved away to the outskirts, to the back of where there looks to be between 10 and 20 orcs sort of standing around. A couple of them have got hold of a couple of villagers. And we shall join the group in combat as the two trolls are brought out the back of a cart from underneath a big sort of blanket tarpaulin thing. And they seem to have like a bracket round their neck and like a wooden hood on. And the orcs and goblins were sort of bringing them out and fetching them to where they wanted them. And then the hoods were taken off and away they went, ready for a fight. So you've been asked, I believe, for volunteers to take on the two trolls. So we'll jump straight. In fact, no, we won't jump straight into initiative. Who would like to do what? So we'll start with Hagen.
Well, Hagen is going to look to Johan and give him that look that says, are we going to fight trolls or are we going to straight up attack all of these guys? He's just like, what's the play here, boss?
So how many orcs were around?
20-ish.
So there's two big looking orcs, one with a bow and one with a big cutty thing, big, well, sharp piece of metal really that looks semi like a sword or hatchet or somewhere in between. And then there's a few, maybe 5, 6 more orcs sort of milling around, and then there's a group at the back, probably about 10. But they're with the goblins at the back, and like I say, they've got a couple of villages with them already, and they're sort of hanging back a bit. They seem to go further back within the forest as Hagen started swinging his hammer around as he strode into the rode in, not strode in, into the village.
I think those villagers are already dead, and I think we can guess what will happen when the dwarf wakes up.
I like it. So, do I have a straight line at this big orc who's talking? Big Guz?
You'd have to go through the 2 trolls.
I was afraid of that. All right. I guess I'm going to charge a troll then.
He seems to be taking coinage from, and bits of wood and bits of body and things off a couple of the goblins at the back, as if he saw some sort of bookmaker, maybe. So Hagen, you're going for the trolls,
Hagen,
yeah?
Yeah. Now Hagen would have gotten off his horse.
Okay.
And he'll charge one of the trolls on foot.
Okay.
Can you guys still hear me, by the way? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
My screens have gone completely black for some reason. But...
You're very dark,
and
you have, I think you're frozen, yeah.
Yeah, because I can still hear you, but I can't
Let
see
it go.
I might just switch computers.
Oh, God.
Can't hold it back
if you switch
anymore.
computers, I'm going to need a moment to put everyone back in the right place.
Sorry.
I'm going to go throw up after he sang that song.
Only one line, and he is frozen.
Oh, and Hagen's been given a reroll.
So,
right.
He's going to need it.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That's what I want to see next. I want to see a frozen Woofrup campaign.
In Kislev,
well,
right?
we can actually bring some of that into season 2.
That would be awesome.
A winter version, yeah. Well, we could adventure through the winter.
We're all going and hunting down this ice sorceress.
Head up into
I don't
Kislev.
think Queen Katerina of Kislev would appreciate that.
No.
I have no idea about the.
She is literally an ice sorceress.
Oh, yeah,
Queen of Kislev.
Does she be jealous just because style cramping, or?
I think she'd also kick the hell out of Elsa.
Could be. That could be the one right there.
Come on.
If you want to see a cool cinematic, not now, after the stream, look at the trailer for Warhammer Total War 3. You see Queen Katerina in that. She's really cool.
But yeah, so Hagen will look over. He'll look over at Mordek, and he'll look at everybody, and he'll be like, he'll kind of give that shrug, and then he'll charge a troll.
Is it like that scene in the Return of the King?
How far are we from the trolls?
Where Aragorn like looks back and goes, "For Frodo," and just goes running in. Is that what you've just done, basically?
No, it's more like he looks back and goes, "Fuck," and then turns around and charges.
So Mordek is still spooning the barrel of Bogman's finest.
I do believe that a certain knight took the barrel in the last session, which we will be having a conversation about.
Yeah, we didn't actually bring the barrel with us.
It depends if he could prise it from the dwarf's hands, I suppose.
But okay, you're spooning one of the.
It's a 3-day
one
hangover.
of the kit bags that Guntar and Franz bought with them.
And you're rather disappointed when you wake up and find it's not a barrel.
Well, the one that you are spooning does smell heavily of potatoes and fish. I don't know what they're going to make with that, but there you go. So we've got Gerhardt, who seems to be looking rather confused at the moment, having tried his magic skills. And Carolyn, what are you doing?
So yeah, I think at this point, given that Mordek is not near the front, I was sort of working out what to do if Mordek and Hagen charged, but seeing as Mordek is elsewhere, I think I'd probably best get involved in this fight so Hagen isn't being flanked by trolls. Because that could be bad for his health. And there we go, messing with everyone's positioning on the... Oh no, that's just him dropping out. Right.
Oh, are we all still on our same screen?
We're just messed up until...
Who am I playing right now?
Back. I'm not sure.
I'm Colin.
I think you're me.
Yeah, you're
Dan?
hard.
No, I'm Hagen.
Oh, I'm
become
Colin and Kevin.
Yeah, we're off because Kevin's.
Oh no.
So we're going to need a
Now
moment, I think,
Mordek
to
is me.
get ourselves back in.
I would
position.
try and feign the Irish accent, but I don't think it'd go well.
Yeah.
I can barely feign an American accent, so you have to count me out.
Who's doing an Irish accent?
I was going to
I think Kevin's doing an Irish accent, being
Irish.
Well, yeah. Now you
So
say that.
I mean, that's just cheating.
Yeah, it's not fair.
So while we're waiting for Kevin to rejoin,
Okay,
I'd just like
now
to,
everyone's back
that's
in,
it.
and yeah, everyone's shuffled, and it's quite fun. So the new lineup: Dan's running the game. The other Dan's playing Hagen. Jim's, yeah.
Oh, and
Give
I'm
me a minute,
Roger.
I'll sort it all out.
I'm your games master, Dan.
No, the other Dan. The other
Oh,
Dan.
the other Dan.
And the trolls are dead.
Right, let's put you back where you should be. Give me a moment.
I don't like the way this is going with rerolls so far. Players getting 1, GM getting 0.
Only one player has got 1 reroll. I wouldn't worry too much. You have trolls.
It does cost you a lot more to give.
It does have to be said that the player, the guy that is given Hagen a reroll, does have one of the coolest names on the channel.
That is true.
You are a big fan.
Yeah.
Notice that. Ugh, that was a very inopportune moment.
It was.
Did
you try and channel that there or something?
I was going to do something cool, but has Hagen twatted something with the sword? I missed out.
No, not yet.
He charged.
You just have to remember to say something cool when you do it.
Why would
Something
Hagen
cool!
be hitting something with a sword?
Sorry, hammer. I'm flustered. I had to.
Hammer time.
What if he strapped a
Hammer's
sword
out.
to the hammer?
Here comes the hammer.
I mean, I'm sure I could rig up some kind of like mechanical hammer
Right.
with a sword on the end for him.
I'm
I think
Okay,
Homer's
we
really
are
dodgy
now-
invention.
We are now all back in the right
I
places.
can't believe you're using the excuse that I have got an army of greenskins and trolls as to why I don't need rerolls. I am notoriously cack at rolling, yeah, and
Let's hope so.
Reroll
Let's hope
is
so.
not a guarantee.
that's right. And the players do often bully me quite a lot. So
It's like we're all
That's
ganging
fair.
up on you or something.
yeah, it's 5 versus 1.
I'm pretty sure it's 6, but
I was just thinking, which one of us? Which
I
one of us
wasn't
is
gonna
that
praise him.
Which
It's
one
all
of
right.
abstaining?
I'm getting into my orc roles there. Yeah.
us?
Yeah, I'm not normally like that, honest.
One too many lots.
That's trolls.
I happen to be getting really old very soon.
I don't think whole
so-
trolls.
Discworld trolls.
It's Discworld
More
trolls.
specific.
Yeah. Anyway, we are all back in place, and I am no longer focused on that. So yes, Carolyn is looking around, seeing that in terms of frontline melee combatants, it's Herman Hagen and Mordek will hopefully wake up to the sounds of battle and come looking
He's
for his
probably
beer.
going to wake up when Johan does something.
And see green, which is the dwarven equivalent of seeing red.
I mean, Ilmarin's
Yeah.
definitely clapped
It's not
more
wrong.
Whether it's warpstone or greenskins, doesn't matter.
Seeing green.
But yes, and so she will
Johan!
yell a war cry and charge into.
Yes, Jim.
Okay. What is it you're doing? I've already asked you.
I am aiming my gun at one of the trolls. The one that Hagen's
so,
running at.
so predictable. Absolutely
It's
shocking.
almost like I like firearms.
Absolutely. Ilmarin, what is one doing
Ilmarin
on this fair morrow?
Ilmarin is currently shaking Mordek.
Okay.
He's kind of
So
like
what we'll
jumped
do
from the
then-
back of his horse into the car. It was like Mordek, 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 and he's like.
So we'll have the first round of combat, and then you manage to awake your dwarven troublemaker from his slumber. who for the first round, you can have -10 on your roll. So, in fact, all your rolls become difficult for the first round while you kick off your, not hangover, but crusty eyes.
Drowsiness.
Which is really impressive, because it means you've gotten drunk again. Like, we got drunk before we left town, but it's like 2 or 3 days later, right?
He's just got so drunk before he left town that even the dwarf took 3 days to shrug it off.
3-day hangover.
Yeah, so, right, so who has what initiative, please? I'm just going to write this down quickly, because I'm not too au fait with Foundry still yet, and I need to put some hard hours in.
I have 32.
So Johan has 32. Hagen?
41.
41. Gerhardt?
30.
30. Carolyn?
24.
24.
24. My initiative is not
Lovely.
my strong point. Not my strong side.
Elmarin?
41. The knight's catching me up somehow. It's outrageous.
It's because I'm putting points in it.
And last but not least, Mordek.
I'm rolled it. Hold on.
No,
Yeah,
no,
it's just your initiative,
just your
your
stat.
I score.
Every time.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I've given you my intelligence, not my speed. Sorry, 47.
I was going to say, I thought you were a lot faster than me.
Oops. I gave intelligence, not
Initiative.
initiative.
Hey, my intelligence is 47.
For my counting of the players, I have an intelligence of 4. Sorry, Mordek, what's yours?
20.
20. Oh,
Speedy
slow.
dwarf.
Oh, so slow.
Incidentally, I don't know if I was asked in the round while I was gone, but while everyone else is doing what they're doing, I got saw this rip off one of the ingredient things and hold it up as though it's going to catch fire and start shouting in language magic. I don't know what the name of the language is. So I'm not trying to do it subtly anymor. I'm trying to actually just fucking get it to work.
Okay. Kickstart.
Top of my lungs. Incidentally, the louder or the harder a spell is, the louder you have to speak. So that might be relevant.
Just give it as hard as you can.
Fail harder and faster.
Yeah. So
something is going to be.
Something's going to explode. It's probably going to be me.
I was going to say.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Do the trolls move quickly?
Hopefully the answer to that question is no.
I don't think that was rhetorical.
They're probably quick on their feet, but I suspect they're a bit slow in the brain.
Brain slow.
I hope so.
It's anything like the old game, they suffer from stupidity, right? So they start hitting each other at some point.
Hopefully.
Right then. So, Elmarin, you go first, but you're waking your friend up by I was going to say getting next to him and spooning him. No, but no, you're rattling him.
Rattling him, throwing water on him, like pretty much, all the tricks in the book. Okay. Playing a lute to him, I'm trying everything right now.
There's a couple of flasks nearby that look like they've got water in them, or liquid in them of some form. That's Sky at Night. Okay, so the first to act is our faithful knight, Hagen. But just as he sort of looks round, he sort of looks at Carolyn, and they sort of meet eyes, and no, it's not romantic at all. But sort of Carolyn looks down, and in between them seems to be this big white wolf that almost stands as tall as Hagen. But Hagen doesn't seem to notice this wolf. It seems to be growling and turning its head towards Carolyn. And just as this happens, the sun shines through the treetops down through the rain, and sort of, you're almost hit by a spotlight of natural sunlight. And then literally 3 seconds later, it starts to chuck it down again. But yeah, and you're filled with this resolve and strength. And all you can think about is the inner wolf inside you as you almost want to tear off all of your armor and sort of run in, but you decide it's probably a good idea to keep the armor on. But yes, so we'll move to Hagen at this point, as Carolyn seems to almost, she's almost powered up, yeah? Sort of bulks up a little bit and starts shouting random things. Hagen.
So Hagen glances back at Carolyn, gives her a nod, points his hammer at her, then turns and charges at one of the trolls, bringing it up, screaming, "For Ulrich and for my friends!" And he swings Hammerzite.
This is where I start to take the kicking end, to be fair. That.
Well, let's see how the troll does.
Yeah.
Swings it around at his left arm.
So you charge it troll number 1, and he indeed meets you with his melee skills. Oh, okay.
Still takes 13 points of damage.
Yeah.
Minus soak, but yeah.
He knows that. Come on.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in his head.
So it's a hefty blow. And another advantage.
Shocking. Okay. So he takes 30 damage. 13 damage, should I say.
30 damage, yeah, that'll be good.
That's so much better.
Yeah. So, yeah, the hammer cracks the troll one quite firmly, and you almost move it to the side, almost.
Hagen's still muttering under his breath, "This is gonna hurt. Oh, this is gonna hurt."
Just like to point out that Omarin was against all of this right from day one. Okay.
Okay.
This is diplomatic.
Straight on to Johan.
Okay, well, this might wake the dwarf. So having aimed previously, I'm going to pull the trigger at that big troll.
The same troll that Hagen has attacked?
Yes, that one.
That's just clearly picking on it.
It's like we want to take them out before they can do too much damage.
Nice.
Dangerous reload 4.
The actual the viewers tonight have asked me if we can not roll re-rolls on any critical fails or any of the GM's critical hits, and I've had to bout it. No, not really. But that looks yeah. Okay.
Hey man, I opted out of fortune pointing my failure before, just because it was funny.
Yeah. Okay,
I got a mouthful of poo on my for that. So. Yeah.
You aim and you fire. Quite disappointed you didn't quick draw and fire, but hey ho. And you clip him quite heavily in the right arm.
Bleed neck.
Definitely looks like he did a lot more damage than Hagen did with his hammer.
Okay.
Blunt weapons.
Science.
Science. I mean, technically, the bullet is blunt, right?
It's not very hot.
Not
yeah,
sharp.
hard.
Ooh. Questions. How far away is this orc boss from the trolls?
He's probably about 50 feet away.
50 feet.
With the trolls being like 20, 25 feet.
All right.
But there is sort of a bit of a bunch of orcs around him. Like the were sort of handing things over to him, and he was passing them things back. But he's looking up and thinking, "Hold on a minute, what's going on? Everybody's charging me my trolls." And you notice that another one that looks kind of leaderish. He's got some more. I don't know. He's got a bit more armor on than the others, and he looks a little bit more bulky. The one with the bow, him and another one with the bow are sort of getting ready and almost behind cover, as if they're aware of what you're doing more so than the other orcs, including Big Guz.
So Big Guz is clustered with some dudes.
Yeah, but he is hittable.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to continue my shouty screaming, and I'm going to attempt to cast a very, very difficult spell, which is going to go horribly, horribly wrong.
Believe.
But I know it's going to go. I'm just going to cast it. I know it's going to go horribly wrong, and that's okay. I have a backup plan.
Your backup plan being explode and turn into a demon?
I am reassured by this.
My backup
plan is turn into fire.
Resilience points.
Oh my goodness!
Wow. Roll a 1.
I am going to, because I can't succeed it. It's like a CN 12. But I'm going to make that an 11 with a resilience point, and because it's a critical, I can succeed.
Nice.
So I can choose. I do have to roll on the miscast table, so it could still go horribly wrong. But it's only a minor miscast. It destroys the thing I have. And I'm gonna choose the spell is cast no matter its casting number and your rolled success levels, but it can be dispelled if there's a magic user. Then it all could go tits up from there. But
okay.
So I have to do my minor miscast, but I don't know how to get to that.
So I think there's some rollable tables.
I have a rollable table here. I can just roll and tell you what the result is.
Jim, you can actually amend his roll. You can edit it so he's rolled 11.
Yeah.
Can I?
Yep.
Yeah. See the little pencil icon.
Channeling is overrated.
Just next to where it says.
Burn are very important.
So is success levels 11? Yeah.
So no.
Yes, please
change his roll to 11.
Success levels 11.
Just the roll. Well, I'd need a 12, so that wouldn't actually happen. I need 12. The roll.
Okay, there you go, and you've got them there.
There you go. So total power. Its spell is cast no matter its CN. That's what that one is. And then the minor miscast. We'll click and see what happens. Oh, I'm bleeding profusely. Cool. 9 bleeding conditions.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I might not survive this.
You're Jesus Christ.
But everyone within 4 yards of the boss and the boss himself is encased in metal as their flesh becomes metal. They gain blinded, deafened, and stunned. They take 4...
Is that going to make it harder for us to wound them?
They do get 1 extra armor point.
It's
everywhere.
easier to hit them if they're stunned.
But they're stunned, blind, deafened. They begin to suffocate if they weren't ready for it, which I assume they weren't. So they take 1 wound per round and 4 wounds, ignoring toughness and armor.
What is the?
It's called Transmutation of Shimon.
No, what's the area?
No.
It's only 4 yards. 4 yards.
Okay.
The willpower bonus yards, which for me is 4.
Okay, so
I can't do it on the trolls because it would also hit Hagen. Which I feel like will be bad given the amount of armor he wears.
So I'm going to look at my team of. So you've gone for
Gerhardt
Big
falls
Guz.
I'm going to be dead in like 2 rounds. Blinded, deafened, and stunned.
Okay.
And they're suffocating.
They're suffocating, so that's 1 wound per round.
Okay.
So they also can't move or do anything. And they take 4 damage, ignoring toughness bonus and armor.
Okay. So, well, I've got this all set up and the wizard ruins it. whoever said in the week that the Wizards had a rough time because he's not.
To be fair, to him, he's just sacrificed his character to do that, basically.
That's a really, really, really bad minor miscast. Like, not only is it a bad minor miscast, but it's a D10 bleeding conditions. I got 9.
Yeah, I think in Flint and Steel we changed it to D5 because D10 in a minor is just nuts.
Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles. But also, it's only a 1 in what? Not even a 1 in 10 chance of getting that one. So
I hope someone's got heal because he'll lose 9 wounds a turn.
They don't. No one has heal.
I've got a 35 in heal, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. But
yeah.
A bit busy.
So
I'm
basically, this
profusely.
big bunch of orcs. You've got Big Guz who looks a bit of an animal, and you've got Gug, Nugger, and Oz all around him, and they've all dropped to their knees, holding their throats and their eyes, and they're sort of struggling with themselves to get themselves back. The 2 bowmen are still there, so that is the orc called Uzi 9mm and Featherstick, yeah? They are still up. And so is 1 and 5, the Troll brothers. So, hands up who likes wizards. It's straight on to Mordek.
Worth it.
So, Mordek, you're awoken to someone shaking you and someone tipping something that smells very fishy and potato over your sort of face. Yeah?
I heard this loud bang as well.
Yes.
From a flintlock. And
you also hear quite a loud, sort of lots of arcane noises and chanting, and a really loud squishing sound as if someone's popped a big bag of blood. Yeah. As the mighty wizard sort of explodes from every orifice with bleeding.
Including my eyes.
Yes.
Right. So Mordek wakes up and he's like, "Hey, by gum, who let the cave door open?"
Do I get an action before Mordek? I do have higher initiative.
Oh, look what I've done. I've missed Carolyn out.
I was only going to charge anyway.
So you've been wake up, and while you're coming round, Carolyn takes her.
Thank you.
See how I got past that? That was vintage. That was veterans level skill.
Okay, so I'm charging the other troll to keep it from flanking.
Keep it from what?
Flanking. So
no problem.
Hagen's only isn't facing 2 trolls at once.
Yeah.
And
who's going to finish the troll off first?
Probably not me with that well.
Depends how badly the troll rolls.
To be fair, to actually finish it off is going to take more than that. But yes. Because I was charging the other one as well, so I've just charged an uninjured troll.
Okay.
Anyway.
Make me some big rolls. In fact, you can have... It's not difficult. It's not challenging. It's... what's it called, Roger? The one up?
It's challenging.
Yeah,
easy.
So you can have you can have the first attack. It's easy as you're filled with strength, and you seem to have got a mouthful.
Do you mean easy or
average? Sorry,
average is
average.
Okay, so plus okay, so that's a 0 success level hit then. I've just rolled under my with that moment because I've already made the roll. But
I get to roll back. I'd really beefed up that orc leader as well.
Yep.
He might not die yet. He might not die. What to see?
How long is he encased in metal as a statue?
4 rounds.
Oh, sweet.
So he'll probably survive that. That's only 8 wounds to him, but...
Well, it is 8 true damage.
Oh, so he gets +2.
So he's currently... I would like to spend a fortune point to re-roll that pathetic attack as I charged in.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
So that is that. I'll actually give it. I'm just going to roll it again rather than using the fortune point on the thing, because then I can make the roll appropriate. +2 versus +2.
Goes to the higher weapon skill.
Yeah, higher stat.
And I don't know what that is.
Well, I have
30,
a weapon skill of 30.
All right.
So that'd be me then. So a 10 damage hit.
Okay. Mordek, back to you.
So Mordek, after waking up, going, by gum, who left the cave door open? And promptly says, "I'd be hungry," and then he goes, "Ear up."
Yeah,
I'd be smelling to orc.
Yeah, definitely. The smell of potatoes and warm sort of fish.
Nothing is stronger than the smell of orc.
Yeah, sort of fades away, and you can get definite smell of pure green filth. Yeah, that kind of winds you up just by the smell of it.
So, sticking his head up over the cart, he sees what's going on, throws himself down and starts charging.
Okay, cool.
Very effective over short distances.
Right, now it's my trolls. So my orcs go. Yeah, so all the hand-to-hand ones, they lose a point each, yeah?
Yep. On top of the 4 that they had left. They also can't do anything for 4 rounds. But...
So the 2 other orcs, the 2 other orcs, both have a bit of a shot towards you.
Oh yeah. I assume I take the bleeding condition wounds straight away, or is it on my next turn?
At the end of every round, it says. So.
Yeah.
Probably at the end of that turn, I would have taken.
Yes. Yeah.
Guard's helping us with this.
No, the guards are protecting the lady.
Didn't she order us to go do this?
Oh yes, but
yeah, but they stayed back where they were a bit.
Bloody manlings.
Not all of us, Mordek. Some of us are going to die to a troll today.
We'll be fine.
Yeah.
The next miscast down that list is gain a prone condition.
Gain 9 bleeding levels or fall over.
Yeah, 9 wounds per round. Cool. With a 90% chance of dying if I go down to 0 hit points.
Or trip over your shoelaces.
And I can only remove 1 at a time through successful heals.
So what we're saying is you're dead.
Could use a fortune point to reroll it, but I actually think that the dice want me dead. So let's see how it goes.
Looking at it,
Time to burn that fate point.
Yeah, I'll do a fate.
I think you might be burning a fate point.
Can't see it going any other way. Just see if I get another pot shot off before I go.
Yeah, no problem. So in my haste, I've not added a bow to my glorious 2 bowman orcs.
Uzi 9mm.
Yeah, and feather stick.
Ego is informing us you remove a number of bleeding conditions equal to success level with heal tests.
Yes, you can only
and
remove
he is
1
our resident rules guru.
Yes.
We do have 1 person capable of healing, and he is
in the middle of fighting a troll.
Slightly busy.
Is it possible to make a heal check unskilled? Or are you just screwed?
I'm just picturing what that scene would look like. Because I'm bleeding profusely from my eyes, mouth, and ears.
So,
elsewhere.
Uzi launches a shot at. Where are we? How do I just make a normal dice roll again, anybody?
Slash roll. D, whatever.
No, I can't.
Like John Maxuta's comment.
That is funny.
Okay. So, one shoots at Roger,
Rascal.
and the other one shoots at Ilmarin.
He's right at the back.
He's right at the back.
Outrageous. I'm in a car. I've got cover, right?
Might not even have been aiming at you. That might have just been where it went.
Fair, there's a little bit of commotion going on there as you've sort of been shouting and rattling, and all of a sudden, as if by magic, a dwarf.
You're summoning.
For all he knows, there's 10 more dwarves in there. You're just like,
I'm summoning dwarves.
The elf summoning dwarf.
It's his summon dwarf spell.
it's like a fucking clown car.
I'm just loving the idea of a summon dwarf spell.
So the orc lets an arrow loose at Johan. And
What a dick.
hitting for 8 damage.
Okie dokie.
Okay. And so a feather stick shot at Johan. And the one who looks like he's taking over leadership of this at the moment shoots at Ilmarin.
Quick, before they summon any more dwarves.
With a critical hit.
Oh.
Crap.
How is I thought it was a double number for critical.
Bows
It's
are special.
impale. It's because of that.
Impale is vicious.
So he
6 wounds. Oh god, 6 extra wounds.
No, 1
So-
extra wound.
yeah.
Is that not what the 6 is for?
I don't presume so.
You
I don't
get
think so, because underneath it says jarred arm, wounds 1.
Yeah. So
Oh, you rolled a 6. Oh.
you take 11 damage, yeah, but you take an extra one for the jarred arm. As he sort of shoot shot in the shoulder area of your sort of left arm, and you drop the flask of empty potato and fish soup in the cart.
Okay, and my soak is equivalent to my armor plus my
Toughness.
Toughness bonus.
Okay, my toughness bonus
hold
is
on.
2. Excellent.
Yeah.
So I take a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Jim. I appreciate that.
That's perfectly fine. Okay. And then, last but not least, the trolls have a go.
Woo!
Oh, we're all excited for the trolls.
Wait, are we ending the campaign on the TPK?
It's looking that might be a distinct possibility.
No,
Nah.
behave.
I mean, it might have something to do. There's a horde of orcs in the woods as well. This is just what's in the village at the moment.
We
I was
just
kind of
gotta
hoping that
cut
if
off
we
the heads
wiped
of the
out
leaders.
these orcs, the rest would go, shit, they're scary, and run away. But
That's not how the orc psyche works. Oh, there's a bigger, badder fight over there. That's generally the rule of thumb for orcs.
Yeah. But the goblins might run away.
Okay,
They might
so
run away anyway. Just out of sheer laziness.
troll number 1 is going to attack Hagen because Hagen attacked him.
That's fair.
that
after
does seem like a
having-
reasonable...
Yeah. He does sort of look over to who sort of shot him with something. But Hagen's closest, so Hagen gets a whack. In fact, he's going to bite Hagen.
That's pretty rude.
How uncouth.
Hagen will swing up his hammer and try to get in the way of that bite.
Okay.
And does a pretty good job of that.
What a goody two-shoes. Yeah. Outrageous.
Hammer.
Okay. And Troll 5, he's going to do the same thing. He's going to attempt to bite Carolyn.
Unsurprisingly. Like the same result. Okay, now my defense is going to be a little bit off because I'm having to roll it on melee basics. I've yet to work out to roll it on melee parrying. So I've got 4 extra points in that than I should do. However, that's enough.
Yeah, you're showing off, yeah. Yeah, okay. You put your weapon in the troll's mouth as he chomps down to get in the way. Back to the top, and it is Ilmarin.
He's decidedly hurt at the moment.
That gives me another advantage.
You remember
This
to
is
take your
possibly
soak
the
off
worst
that.
pain you've ever encountered. Yeah,
Well, I'm a diplomat. I've never encountered pain, really.
exactly.
You know, the worst pain I had was a blister on my finger from my day of training as an archer.
Yep.
So Ilmarin is, he's going to come down a bit lower and try to use the, sort of that wooden arch bit of the back of the cart as, cover and also a good firing position. And then being really smart, he's going to throw some fire. There's probably an oil lantern or something next to him, outside the wooden cart, not inside the wooden cart. That would be a terrible idea. And then he's going to put his arrow in the fire, so it's on fire.
Okay.
And then he's going to shoot it at one of the trolls. The troll that Carolyn's fighting, because it seems like Johan and Hagen are tag teaming one. So Ilmarin wants to try and help Carolyn and not accidentally shoot Carolyn.
I'd appreciate not being shot with the burning arrow.
Right in the back of the head.
Donk, dead. Oops.
I roll. Yeah. I mean, I might. I hit. Do I hit?
You get plus 20 to hit a troll because they're large.
Yep.
Oh, I wasn't taking that into account earlier, which I should have done 2 extra damage.
From shooting.
Oh, from shooting only. Okay, cool.
Oh, and in
you
which
also
case...
get minus 20 to defend yourself if you're parrying against a troll.
Oh, yeah, because they're big and they smash through your parry, don't they?
Because they're
Yep,
big.
okay. So, thanks for telling me that. I did still just about succeed my last one. I may reconsider using parry and instead use dodge next time it attacks me.
Yeah, you don't get the penalty for dodge, only parry.
Yeah, so in which case does that two more damage on top of the 9 damage I just did then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, so he takes 11 points of fiery impale damage. Because Ilmarin knows trolls don't like fire.
Okay.
I'm stooping low to hide. We're waiting for Jim to do his thing.
Yeah, that's okay. Okay.
Definitely not the trolls regenerating.
Oh, of course not.
Well, I just put fire on one. He shouldn't regenerate if he's got fire on him, right?
No, in WFRP, that's not how it works. Fire, you just can't regenerate damage taken from it, I think.
Oh, I thought I was helping stop regeneration by setting it on fire.
You are helping putting it down because it means that damage is not going to regenerate. So that's a chunk we don't have to do again.
Okay, so I did 11 points of damage that were fiery.
Okay. Which one to? Hagen or Carolyn?
The one I was fighting.
Carolyn.
Okay. And how much did you do?
11 that's on fire.
Okay. Righty-tighty. Hagen.
Hagen will look up at this troll and once again whirl Hammerzite around while he's eyeing the archers and he's yelling out, Archers!
You're so one-dimensional. They're absolutely shocking.
He's a one-hit wonder. Ooh, that's a bad roll. I will use my re-roll to re-roll
Wait
that.
and see how the trolls roll.
Oh, well, yeah. Good point. Thank you.
Okay.
I mean, you'll win.
Yeah.
For 12 damage.
Yep.
It's another advantage.
12 damage, yeah?
12 damage, yep. A terrible shot to the left leg.
Okay. Then we go straight across to Johan, who again is very one-dimensional. In fact, he's 4-shooter one-dimensional.
Yeah, I'm going to keep shooting that troll.
That's what you get.
Ooh, I'm gonna fortune.
You don't want to fumble.
That's better.
Shocking.
Same damage due to the damaging.
It's also nice because it ignores some of its armor as well. In fact, it ignores all of its armor.
Nice. I don't know if these things actually have any armor, but
I'm assuming they've got something like scaly skin or something. But black powder weapons ignore all non-metal armor.
Nice.
I think. I'm sure Egg will correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, it says penetrating. We could click on it. This weapon is highly effective at penetrating armor. Non-metal AP is ignored, and the first point of metal armor is ignored. So, yeah, bang.
Okay. Ding ding.
Who's up next?
Sorry, I've just lost myself completely there. Do apologise. Straight on to Gerhard.
I'm still bleeding profusely. I'm going to hawk and spit to try and clear...
If you burn a fate point now, will you stay up?
I don't know how that works. I think it's only like avoiding death, isn't it? I can't like clear...
You can spend a point of fate to become incapacitated instead of killed, or to avoid all damage from one source.
Is bleeding a damage source, though?
Probably. I mean, it is a source. It's a miscast is the source.
Or is it 10 sources of damage?
No. 9 sources. There's only one result worse on both of the tables, which can spontaneously make your head explode. But,
I'm guessing that's on major.
That's the worst one on major. And that's only if there's no one within range of you to make them suffer wounds. I kind of want to try and cast something, but if I can't, I don't know if I can see. Given that
it doesn't say you're blinded.
You don't have
it doesn't say I'm blinded. Yeah.
You're not blinded. Yeah, I'm going to probably give you a difficult roll on it, though.
All right. Okay, I'm going to try and cast Dart at one of the archers before I fall over horribly. One. 3 success levels. Got 1 overcast. So I'm going to try and hit both archers.
Yeah.
Since I've, what's it called? Gotten an overcast.
Yeah.
So that's 7 damage to both archers. In the right leg.
To both archers?
Yeah.
Okay. What an
like spit out a glob of blood and then like gesture towards them and splat them. Before
keeling over and spending a fate point to not die.
Fate point to not die.
Yeah.
I clot miraculously.
How much damage, sorry?
7 to each of them.
7.
Okay. Also, oh no, that's a dart. Ugh! If I had enough to cast like a bolt If I could channel first, I could do like more damage based on their armor, but I can't because it's not an arcane spell.
Okay.
It's only petty.
So we jump straight to Carolyn.
Okay.
And then I collapse.
Not particularly aware the wizard's collapsed behind her because she's a bit busy. Carolyn is going to hit a troll with a hammer. As if that's going to do very much, but you know.
Yeah.
So I get all of that.
Just hammer the burning arrow in deeper.
Damn, those are not going well. My balls are being a bit shit today. But hey, what does the troll get?
Nice.
I'll leave it there then. 14 damage to its head.
Shocking.
Bonk.
Okay. Okay, straight on to... Oh, you know what time it is, don't you? It's Mordek time.
Alas, I do believe Mordek is still charging. I don't, because I haven't actually done a round.
You get there.
Yet.
Yeah, you get there.
What are you charging
Straight
for?
to troll.
I think I'll be charging a troll.
Which one?
Which one? Are you going for Hagen or are you going for Carolyn?
Carolyn.
Okay.
I don't think it really makes a difference at this point, does it?
Yes, but I don't know which one's tactically the better choice, so go for
Remember,
it.
you'll gain advantage for charging. And
you
get
guys are
plus
outnumbering
20
him.
for outnumbering.
Okay. Am I still at my -10? Jim?
Yeah.
For hungover. So,
Yes.
Let's go to combat. Find my axe.
What's that? Plus 20 overall then?
Yes.
But importantly, one of them is an advantage.
No, plus 10 for
persists.
charging.
So an advantage
Yeah,
for
plus-
charging, not a +10. It's just put it in as an advantage because it then carries over if you stack up advantages.
So 2 advantages.
You gain 1 advantage because you have charged. If you then hit, you'll be on 2 advantages.
But you also get a net bonus modifier of +10 because you outnumber him.
Yeah. Ah.
So 1 advantage and +10 on top of that.
So,
Yes.
let me add.
You have to add advantage on the main combat page, not in the roll. Yeah.
Okay. Roll. Success.
Body shot. Nice.
11 more damage.
Okay.
Okay. And orcs go.
Hey.
Right. So the first one will attack 3. First one's attacking Gerhardt. And
As he
Gerhardt's
falls.
just fallen over and spent a fate point, I believe.
Mordek.
Spend the fate point yet.
Okay.
Okay. So,
True, you don't have to spend the fate point until you die next time.
Did I die, which will be next attack or next round?
Yeah.
Either way.
You'll be spending a
So-
fate point very shortly.
Yeah.
so the first one shoots at you,
At me?
Gerhardt.
Oh, sorry.
Misses! Hey! You can save that fate point for another couple of seconds.
For until next round when I got a 10% chance of survival.
Ah.
You just roll 99, 99, 99.
I'm going to use
Heal it all away.
the orc captain's fortune point.
Ooh.
Oh, is the archer the orc captain?
He's one of the 2. The other one's holding his throat.
The other one's
Wow.
choking his life out.
The other one, well, the other one's flesh is made of metal, more specifically.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
On the other hand, you might spend that fortune point now. Fate
Does
point
it-
now.
Does it matter that I'm prone?
Yes,
Surely
it
that
actually
would make
makes
me
it harder to hit you.
more difficult to hit.
Yes, by
Just
less
the
than
force.
plus 40 though.
True.
Yeah. So it's, I believe it's 2 success levels, so that's 8 damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend that fate point to not die.
I just have this image of like Gerhardt being on the floor being like, and then
That's
So
really
basically,
grim.
you will survive the encounter
Yeah,
somehow. I think the bleeding stops as you're lying there unconscious.
magic arrow of healing.
One of the guards runs in and
Plugs
pulls
the
you out
hole.
of the combat. One of the guards runs in and pulls you out of the combat.
And
That
he's
might
really,
actually-
really good at healing.
That might actually... You clearly got
Actually,
very,
yeah.
very lucky in the...
The guards captain runs in, sticks a shield in the way of the arrow, and sort of drags you out of the combat. As the other one shoots at Mordek.
I gurgle gently as I'm dragged away.
Hooray!
Yay for me.
That one hasn't got no fortune points, so that's boost up.
Shucks.
Okay. So, don't be a complete git.
It's just my nature.
So, this time, the troll is going to try and bang you one. Hold on a second.
Pardon me?
Oh my!
Is this because I can chop the ogre's knob off?
There's no need for language like that. All I did say was going to bang you one.
Oh dear. Right, which one's getting hit first?
I mean, I heard
Hey,
a grim
good.
and dark.
Hagen.
Okay.
Okay.
No, it's all right. That's cool. And okay. Right. Yeah. So he hits you with his big hard club. Careful, Dan.
It's fine.
Oof.
Dan will chop it off.
So Hagen swings back with his hammer at the -2 SL,
Yeah, I was going to say, remember you got minus.
and still
-2 and you're rolling on 92.
It's because he's got all the advantage at the moment.
now I got 5 advantage, and that's our cap.
Yep.
Okay, so my big hard troll, yeah. So,
I just put that hammer up and go.
Blocked it with just the tip.
oh no, all I said was say big hard troll, didn't I? Yeah, I just realised. Okay. So, who's going to be the best and finish off their troll first?
I don't know. We'll find out, but this may take a little while.
Oh, and the other one absolutely.
Who was that one going for?
You,
Me.
Colin.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, I am going to attempt to dodge because I don't really want the minus all the things.
-20.
But yeah,
Fuck it.
And you gain advantage for that.
9 versus 76.
Yeah, okay, Hagen. Yeah, no, sorry, Elmar, and it's your go.
I step out of the way.
I assume I don't get advantage for shooting people.
You do.
I do.
Yeah.
Oh,
But you would have lost it as soon as once you take damage.
yeah, but I shot after I took damage, so
Then you're all good.
cool beans. I'm my first ever time of having advantage. This is exciting.
Hey,
This is exciting. I've never done this before.
let's put this troll down.
Yeah, I'm going to light another arrow and send it into the same troll I sent it into last time. So
Okay.
another fiery arrow, and I get +20, don't I? Because he's a big target.
Yep.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, you get +20.
There you go. I hit him. He's some more fiery damage.
No,
9.
which one were you shooting at?
Same one again.
The one with Carolyn and Mordek.
So it took 11 last time and another hit of 9.
Yep. Fiery.
Fiery.
Minus any soak.
Minus soak, of course, but yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea how many hit points a troll has, but hey, neither does Cavalian, so we'll find out when it falls over.
I need to invent the dragon fire round for my pistol.
Hagen.
Hagen.
This tree falls down and hits you on the head, and it doesn't go on. It should go.
Hagen deflected that club off, and then he swings back around and brings Hammerzite down on the troll for 14 damage.
112.
Depending on what he gets.
Yeah, I know, but 112.
It's so good. I know.
It's just insane.
Just try to fail.
I can't get that. You're like 20 weapon skill up on me at the moment. Nearly.
Let's see. Who knows? The
troll does.
Troll might get better than +4. I might have to re-roll it. Nope. So the troll takes
20
damage to the right arm.
This is right. You're going to take the troll out with just bludgeoning damage before we kill this one with fire.
You might want to set fire to it when it's down.
A patter.
Oh, yeah. You might want to set fire to
The
it.
wet slap.
Okay, it's across to Johan now.
Gonna keep shooting this damn troll.
Okay.
Kind of hit where you'd see it from behind, see it like reverberate through if you're behind him.
Nice.
19 with a crit.
Crit him in the face.
Crit him in the body.
Well, whatever. Crit him in the nipples.
It takes an extra wound.
Minus injury takes a wound.
So 20 damage.
Minus 10 to all tests involving the body.
No, it ignores that.
Oh no, that's
painless. It just takes the wounds.
Yeah, so you shoot it in the body, and it sort of looks down, grasps hold of its chest, and falls backwards, and its legs go up a little bit, and then drop back down to the floor.
Now set it on fire before it stands up again.
And it puts its arms out like that. Okay.
Nice.
Hey, look at me and my gun.
That's roughly the way it goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel lucky, punk? Do you?
Yes.
You've got to ask yourself: have I fired 4 shots or 3?
Definitely 3. I've been counting.
Yeah, I don't think trolls can count.
Well, what are you trying to say? You're saying I'm a troll? Yeah?
I've been told that in that scene, when he's saying if I shot 5 rounds with 6, he has a gun that holds more than 6 rounds in its standard drum.
Yeah.
So, have I fired 5 rounds or 6? Well, to be fair, it
and he fires more shots than that as he's running after him anyway.
Well, yeah, probably.
Sure,
it's Hollywood, so it probably fires a dozen rounds on what should be 8 or 7 or whatever it is. But yes. Anyway, nice.
Bonus point to who can tell me where he shoots him. Oh no, I'm wrong. Ignore me. At the beginning of the film, he gets him in a stadium in America.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Oh, I just realised when I shoot at people, they have to start taking cool tests.
Trolls
Black
too
powder
stupid.
weapons.
Trolls are too stupid.
Oh, I know. I didn't mean for trolls. But...
They don't
Well,
notice
the
this
rest of
being
us-
blown off them.
Okay. So Gerhardt, you're being seen to by the guards captain.
Yeah.
She's basically holding bits together and sort of putting handkerchiefs over.
Somehow she keeps rolling ones on her heel checks.
Yeah. But she seems to be keeping you all together. Okay. But if you was to shove her off and do something, you could, but it might start you bleeding again.
I feel like that'd be a poor choice, given that, I don't have an abundance of fate points. So,
she is quite a tall woman, but yeah, she seems to be able to hold things together.
I think Doesn't it mean I'm out of until the end of the thing anyway, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but you don't take any more damage. You're being held together. And
Thanks,
Franz
Captain.
and Gunter have come
Still
over
gurgling.
and sort of helped as well. Yeah.
Oh no, they're gonna feed me stew, aren't they?
No, they're rubbing a salve.
Convalescent.
Salve
I
of
was going to say, Gunter says that it has amazing antiseptic qualities.
Fish and
And it's-
potato
considering-
poultice.
Most of the blood is
As
coming
he-
from my face orifices.
As he starts to dip his finger into this sort of bowl with some fish, he pulls out a scaly potatoey finger. Yeah. It looks like it looks like you're going to get like some potato fingering, basically.
It might be
That's
the
what I've
most
always
merciful-
wanted, Jim.
It might
just
be
what
the
I've always
merciful
wanted.
thing to do it now to pass out.
I mean,
Right.
if I could do it voluntarily, I would.
Okay. Where are we? So we jump straight down to Carolyn.
I've got nothing interesting to do. I hit a troll.
Okay. Oh, God's sake!
2 ranks of strike mighty blow will do that for you.
It certainly will.
Ulrich is with us.
Ulrich is indeed with us.
Ooh, but you got a
Does
critical
crit
hit
you,
though.
though.
He succeeded and crit. Okay. So
you do hit him, but you do take a crit.
sprain,
Yeah.
get a torn
So-
muscle injury.
It's your
So
right arm.
-10 to all tests involving the arm.
It's merely a flesh wound.
And it's going to take basically a
I was-
month per month to recover it.
Remember,
thinking,
you can take
I am
damage
not
to your
red-handed.
armor to negate the effect.
Yep,
of crit.
that's
I was
true.
left-handed, but still.
I think I probably...
You make me.
Well, if
Go on.
sorry.
Say again.
I might do because -10 to all my combat skills for the next month is...
Yeah, it's just 1 point off your armor on your right arm.
Don't forget, we are going on a season-ending break after this.
Sabbatical.
So
Well,
there will be
then,
a period
you know.
of time.
We can spend some time fixing my armor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
All right, I can fix anything.
Okay, so
So,
does that
how
just...
much damage did you do to him?
I did... he got 1 success level, so 14.
And you sort of cop him to the body with your hammer, and he sort of wobbles back, and he went to block you, but he missed blocking your weapon and basically caught your right arm instead with his hammer as he falls backwards and stops moving.
So,
Okay.
taking the hit on my armor, does that just remove the armor from my...
1 point, 1 armor point from some part of armor on your right arm.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
it would be whatever you're wearing on the outside, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean that would make the most sense.
Sure.
How dare you use your armor? Now I can't use my infected skill.
Good.
What a complete git. Okay.
Okay.
Mordek.
The troll fell down.
Did the troll fall down?
Troll fell
Oh,
down.
Yeah, the two trolls are down in front of you.
At the moment.
Am I in charging range of the orc that can shoot his bow?
You'd probably just fall a little bit short.
I am short, but can I reach the orc? I do
Nearly.
not like short jumps. In which case, I will begin
Okay.
charging.
Yeah.
And probably get
Lovely
an
jubbly.
arrow in the first phase.
It's
So
like
you
that
do
scene from
lose
the
him.
Holy Grail.
You lose an advantage
Yeah.
for a turn out of
As John
combat.
Cleese is running across the field.
Just one advantage or all my advantages?
Just one. It's one per turn you're out of combat.
So,
now it's all the orcs.
The orcs still got another turn of 9 in their metal
Okay,
spell.
they start.
One
They
more turn
start
being
to
meta.
move.
Yeah, they've got
And
another turn.
Yeah, and they sit both. They both sort of stagger back to their feet again. The trolls.
Ah, the trolls start to stagger back to their feet. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So the two bowmen are going to shoot the dwarf as he's charging at them.
I'm hard to hit because I'm a moving target. Even though it's right at him.
Zigzag, zigzag, zigzag.
Miss.
Oh, what a complete!
You've got another
Dwarf
shot.
successfully dodged. Does the dwarf have a shield?
Yes.
Because you can defend
can
against
defend with a
arrows
shield.
with melee basic if you've got a shield and you
Well,
know
thank
they're
you.
coming.
They both fail.
Okay,
I
On the
will
other
be
hand,
doing that.
they both miss.
They are so in awe and fear
Of this dwarf charging them
yeah.
off.
of the rampaging dwarf who smells of
Okay.
God knows
Fish.
what.
And beer.
Back to the top again. Ilmarin.
Ha 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 ha. I guess. I mean, did you just say the trolls are trying to stagger back to their feet?
Yeah.
Are they actually back up on their feet, or are they like?
Yeah. They're on the feet, but sort of just were. Oh.
More fire.
Well, fire, yeah. Burn them all. He sets his arrow on fire and looses another one. This time, he wants it to go back down. He doesn't like these guys. Big and scary.
Yep.
And they did.
Nice.
Okay, the one near Hagen drops.
Look, guys, I'm doing a thing.
Hagen.
Good job, Ilmarin. So Hagen, seeing this troll drop, realizing that the only thing that's going to put the other one down is fire, instead eyes up the orc leader, yells at him, screams out to Ulrich, and charges him.
Okay.
Okay, that kind of leaves me fighting two trolls when they get back up again. Ilmarin,
the one
keep
is-
shooting!
The one should be down now.
Not
we was-
necessarily.
They were down before,
One
weren't
is
they?
down.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
down.
sorry. Yeah, it went down again. Yeah, Dan put it down with Ilmarin. Put it down with.
Yeah, he put it down with his arrow, but if I understand this right, it's only that damage that doesn't regenerate. So it'll stand up again next turn.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to keep knocking him over, or I'm going to be in trouble.
Okay,
You just throw some oil on them.
You'll be fine.
It'll be
Again,
fine.
you just.
I can
fall a
tank
little
two
short.
trolls.
Johan.
Okay. I will shoot.
I think Jim just got 2 rerolls.
Yeah, he does. He's got two.
Oh my god! Someone just
Why?
wants
Why
more
do you
fate
hate
points to be
us?
burned.
Because Yosarian is down with the GM actually, and
I will shoot the stationary orc
Let's go.
leader who is currently made of gold.
yeah,
So he gets an
absolutely.
extra point of armor against this, which you ignore.
Which I agree.
It's not hate, it's love.
Trust him.
Brautus, please explain more on regeneration. Have we been doing something?
Oh!
Nice.
19 damage.
So it gains another stunned condition. And takes 20 damage.
Which one
dear.
she shot at the top?
The leader, the orc leader.
The orc leader.
What a bastard!
Who's currently encased in gold
Yes,
and has
but-
taken 8 wounds already.
and has taken
right,
8
so
wounds
you've
already.
shot that one. Aha, okay.
Yeah. So
So he
gun
gets an extra
ignores-
point of armor, doesn't he? But does it
Which
ignore
gets negated by the gun ignores all
all non-metal,
non-metal and,
and
1
point
point of metal
anything
armor.
else.
armor? Yes.
So,
Brautus, I was absolutely well aware of that point. So, yes. the players are happy in their ignorance of the fire thing. So I was leaving them in false security.
But if it has 0 wounds remaining, it will regenerate only a single round on a roll of 1d10 if it rolls above an 8. So from 1 to 7, it doesn't regenerate at all, and it just is dead.
Okie dokie. So,
okay. I might not be
you've
fighting
ignored
two
all
trolls.
armor, yeah?
Can you eat troll meat?
He's got whatever metal armor he was wearing.
Technically, bad idea though.
So you could farm troll meat. You could just keep on cutting off toes and it regenerates.
Certain Greenskin characters have done that, and they might look a bit weird as a result. Not naming names, definitely not Crom the Paunch.
Okay, how much damage did you do again?
20.
20, okay.
And it also does say conditions, any critical wounds or wounds caused by fire may not be regenerated and should be recorded separately.
Oof. Oof.
Also,
looking at the book.
He also has to take a +20 cool test or gain a broken condition.
Surely he's dead.
I'm not sure whether that's actually going to be a thing.
It depends if he's got enough soak to take it. Or not.
This is true. It's possible
big orcs are quite tanky.
8 wounds and then.
How much is that over? Sorry, if he takes how much?
What?
The cool test.
He just takes a cool test at +20 or gains a broken condition.
I mean, considering he's solid gold right now,
he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine.
I mean, he's not fine. He's just taken a bullet to the chest. But
okay. Hold on a second. I'm just going to turn my light on.
Did he make an endurance test as well? See if he falls over and starts vomiting.
Endurance test to see if he falls over. And starts throwing up from the impact. Seems unlikely on a +40 endurance test on an orc boss.
Hey, he could roll a 99.
It's possible.
Damn. So endurance test, that's toughness, are we right?
Yeah,
it's
at
a
+40.
skill, but yeah, it's at +40, yeah.
Oh, I nearly rolled the wrong orc.
The orc boss's toughness.
I think he's okay.
I think he didn't throw up. You sure you don't want to spend a reroll on that, Jim?
Absolutely positive. Right.
Cool. Who's up next? Me, I think, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, at the very most the trolls can have is 1 hit point now when they stand up. So, and they've only got a 20% chance of standing up after you knock them back down.
Who took damage from the bowman? It was Ilmarin, and did Johan take any?
Yeah, I took 2.
Yeah.
It would have been me, but for fate.
Yeah, no problem.
I was 2 after my soap, to clarify.
Okay. So, I've lost where I am completely now. It's Carolyn. It's Gerhardt. You're being held together still.
There's a troll in front of me, yeah?
Yes.
Wash, rinse, repeat stuff. No, it's there. Good. Okay, I haven't messed that up. I continue to hit a troll with a hammer. On the head. Bunk.
It falls over.
It does technically get a defense. And with that roll, it might actually succeed.
Okay. Mordek, you reach one of the bowmen.
I'm gonna twat it.
Go for it.
Right. Combat. Charging. Advantage.
Do you go off do that? I'll just play whack-a-mole with these trolls for a bit.
It's like the perfect image.
Standing success.
I'm picturing you just swinging your hammer in a figure of 8, clocking each one of them as they're trying to get up.
Oh, it's between me and Ilmar.
So
really.
that's okay.
That's
he can block, can't he?
He can try and defend against +9 success levels.
Oh dear.
Oh, 18 damage.
Okay. Okay, on to the orcs go. So one in combat with you is going to try and hit you with his stabby thing. And misses.
He still has to oppose it. If he fails by more, he gets it.
Yeah.
So, Dan, you need to roll your combat.
Can I do my shield?
Do you have any ranks in melee parrying? Because by the rules, not having any ranks in melee parrying gives you like a -20 to defend with a shield.
No, I have melee basic.
Yeah.
So just roll melee basic and defend with your hand weapon.
Yeah. It's probably still worth having a shield for those bow shots, because you might as well try and defend against them. But
oh shit!
Oh no! Do you want to re-roll that?
Fortune
I
point.
do. Yes. I'll re-roll that. That's like almost the complete opposite of what I just rolled.
I was literally about to say to you, don't roll a 100.
Thanks, man. Let's try that again.
Right click on it.
So right click on it, use a fortune.
Oh, right click again. Oh, stupid thing.
Look at Jim laughing away to himself.
I've actually got cramp in my leg.
You've been laughing too much.
That's a bit better.
That's better. You just about defend.
Gain an advantage.
Should I use one of my rerolls?
Yes, you should.
Yeah, I think so.
Ooh, harsh.
Yeah, we're going to use one of my rerolls against the dwarf.
Harsh, man.
All right.
This is for taking the mick out of him.
Hold on a minute. Harsh. Let me tell you about harsh. Harsh is about ruining my big orc leader on round one, and then kicking 10 barrels of crap out my trolls. Yeah, that's harsh. Yeah. So would you mind re-rolling that again, please, dwarf?
Oh, you're forcing him to re-roll.
Why don't you re-roll your attack? He's only got a success of 0. You just need to get 1 success. You beat him.
That's a great idea, Dan P. Yeah, thank you.
That's what I'm here for.
Just, I mean, if you want to force him to re-roll,
on an 85.
he'll probably get better because he rolled an 84.
Fuck.
So how much damage is that?
Damage. I didn't do the damage. So the damage will be 5 damage. No, sorry, it won't. It'll be 7.
No, it'll be 6 higher, so it'll be 11.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
11 damage.
11.
Minus armor and toughness.
Yeah.
Of which you have quite a bit.
So.
But you do lose all your advantage, and the orc gains 1.
3.
Can I just do like, yeah, that's what you get. Thank you, Yusarian, for that. And thank you, Dan P, for using better tactics than I am. First it was my miscounting at the beginning of the session, and then it was the...
Yeah, well, I'll force the person to re-roll who's got a shit roll.
I'll live with the 3 wounds, thanks.
Losing 5 advantage is going to be unfortunate.
Yeah, that's losing all the
Hold on a
advantages. The
minute.
kicker.
That's how very dare you? Going, oh yeah, I'll just take those 3 damage. Yeah.
It's a dwarf in armour.
It's a dwarf in armour.
Okay.
I was going to say he's probably got a soak of about 7.
So,
Yeah.
Uzi, 9 millimeter. He's going to shoot Hagen.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, he fumbles.
I'm going to use my
your other
last
reroll.
I was going to say, you've got another
one.
reroll.
Oh, everyone loves the Oops table.
I do keep wanting to see what they're doing.
Still misses.
Still fails, but doesn't, shoot himself in the head or something.
Piss flaps. Okay.
But you got rid of the fumble.
So, the 2 trolls.
They roll an 8.
They get knocked down.
They get back up again.
You're never going to keep them down.
Only if they roll an 8, 9, or a 10.
Oh, one's dead.
Oh,
One's dead.
look how close.
That's where you should have saved your rerolls.
All right, okay. Next season, things are going up a level.
Oh, shitballs. I spoke too soon. You've just been given another one, Jim.
I think you could use a reroll.
You've been given another reroll if you want to use it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, we're going to use that. Go on.
One of the trolls gets back up. Which one?
With one hit point.
Which one?
Which one was that, Jim?
The one near Carolyn.
Donk! Donk! Just keep bashing it on the head. It's like, falls out.
I think you ought to have lost the advantage there because he tricked you by being dead on the floor. Just saying. Not really. Right. So
To be fair, Carolyn has been known to repeatedly smash stuff that hits the floor.
She has been known to not stop fighting just
make,
as enemy
make corpses into jam. Yeah.
That's her cooking skill.
My dear friend Ilmarin, what would you like to do?
Does the Tron not get to swing when he gets back up, or does he just get back up?
He staggers. He staggers to his feet again.
And also those gold boys, that was their last time of being in gold as well, wasn't it? They're all going to be back to...
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, seeing my friend Mordek in mortal peril and having lost all of his advantage and the other guy's got an advantage, I'm going to shoot the guy in combat with Mordek.
Okay.
Let's see how this goes. I'm probably going to...
I'm not sure how I feel
you
about
don't get
this.
the plus 20 now, but at least you get your advantage.
Boom! Boom! He takes 12 damage.
And he's already been cleaved quite viciously by Mordek. Kill stealer.
Okay.
It's more the fact that I'm,
that one still counts as mine.
it's more that Orc has advantage against Mordek right now.
Also, Mordek's
doesn't anymore
against like 2 orcs at the moment, so
yeah.
Now Mordek gets to go one-on-one with the boss dude.
Okay, now it's going to get a little bit one-dimensional again as it's Hagen's turn.
All right, Hagen finishes his charge up to Uzi 9mm, screaming Ulrich's name.
You were charging that one. Okay.
Brings the hammer down.
Yes. An 89
roll,
is 2
though.
success levels. I love it.
Terrible roll. I've got one roll, and I'm going to use it. Well,
Wait and see how the orc does.
Yeah.
See how he does, but Jim.
What's that, sorry?
Uzi 9mm is getting hit with a hammer.
Yeah.
He needs to roll to defend himself.
So.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my reroll anyway, because I want to do more damage. Hopefully.
Fine.
God, that'll do it. 21 damage.
21 damage to his left arm.
21?
God.
Because he got a -1
He
SL.
got a minus
He got a
one.
-1. 21 damage.
That's monstrous.
He might not be holding that bow anymore.
Okay. Within a single movement, you bring your hammer down
On his left arm.
on
Just
his
right
left arm and give him an almighty spank. He drops his bow. Which he'd got in his left hand. Yeah. And he looks quite shocked.
And thus the game of golf was invented.
Hands up, who hates knights?
Nah.
Johan.
No,
Okay, quickly kind of switching the repeater pistol to the other hand, Johan reaches into his poncho, draws a pistol, and shoots at the orc leader again.
Okay.
Then you're going to need to reload.
Yeah, then I'm going to need to start spending the next ever reloading.
But to be fair,
Pow, right in the kisser. 16 damage to his head.
ignoring significant
Ignoring
chunk of armor.
non-metal armor and 1 point of metal.
And he no longer has that +1 bonus armor.
How much damage? 16.
16 to the head.
On top of what he's already taken, this has got to stay.
Yeah, I did 20 last turn and 16 this.
So even though he's wearing a strap-on helmet, or helmet with a strap on it, it's sort of fallen back with the hammer blow that hit him on his arm.
No, it was the other guy.
Is
It was the other guy that
Was the guy in case
you
he
shot
had
him?
it.
Roger's
Mordor.
shooting.
I'm
no,
shooting the orc leader.
Roger's
that I
shooting
shot.
Oh, right, sorry.
the one with
Yeah.
the very repetitive name
Yeah,
that
who
I've
got-
managed
Oh,
to
Who I
forget.
yes.
shot and did the
So
gut wounds to.
he's sort of standing up and he sort of laughs at your last attempt as you shoot him. And then you take the top of his head off. Okay, as he sort of falls back. And the other orcs seem to have stopped moving as well, as they're clutching at their throats.
I'm just wondering, is he falling over still laughing?
No. He just looked really shocked.
I thought that would just be a very orky way to die.
Yeah. Gerhard, you're being put back together again.
Cool.
Okay.
Did
Carolyn.
Oh, there's a troll. Bonk.
What a complete git.
You've got a chance.
He's got a chance to defend. I only got 1 success level. Okay.
Oh, oh Jim.
Bonk.
Oh, Jim.
Mordek.
Not even acknowledging.
Who's left for me? Is the one I was attacking dead or?
The one you were attacking is dead, and I thought you were going to be going one-on-one versus Uzi 9mm, but apparently Hagen's charged into him. So
Was the
Oh,
one
the
you
one-
were fighting
the
with
one's
dead?
still up.
was he?
He's still up.
I didn't kill him. I just maimed him and removed his advantage.
All right, let's have another go.
He's still going. That's one tough orc. We've given the hits he's taken.
I have not got any modifiers for this one,
Cool.
I believe.
No.
So this is just a straight roll. We'll see what
Yeah.
that does. Could have been worse.
What a git.
Get an advantage back.
You get an advantage back if he doesn't successfully defend. He still gets to roll his defense.
He's not going to.
I'm assuming you want to have your orcs try and stay alive.
Fumble.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah, you get that advantage.
he sort of looks shocked as you bury your axe into his body, and he sort of chuckles to himself as he falls backwards, blood spurting from his chest.
And loses his next move.
That's a side effect of death.
Yes. Definitely.
Okay.
Death slows you down.
So, my
I was
last
just curious
troll.
what the oops was going to be on the dead orc. The
So, yeah,
last troll just got bashed on the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's rolling to see if he stands back up
right.
again.
Yes, rolling to see if he gets up.
Guys.
Sorry, I got ahead of myself. I thought you were about to swing at me.
Uzi 9mm hits, or tries to hit, should I say? Yeah. Oh, so gutted. No, not really. Yeah, he tries to hit Hagen with his dagger. Oh.
Hagen will bring his hammer around to try
Yes,
to
I know
deflect
he
the-
will. Yeah.
and succeed at deflecting.
Definitely blocks it.
Yeah.
Yeah, -5
Yeah.
versus +10. Yeah, that's going to do it.
And Hagen says, "You should have run, Greenskin."
Right. It's Ilmarin's go. You hear some squealing from the back forest area where these orcs were. And as they see Hagen bury his hammer into his shoulder last time, they start to leg it as that they start to cack their pants at
I'm
this
guessing they've
hammer-wielding maniac. Yeah.
Yeah.
And another kill
Okay,
steal
so
for Hagen.
Ilmarin like trick shots it.
Yeah, so Ilmarin at Uzi 9mm, the captain of the orcs, as he swings badly at Hagen and Hagen easily parries it away, Ilmarin drops him with a absolutely stunning shot to the chest, right in his heart, or where an orc's heart should be, because they're heartless. And he sort of looks at Hagen and sort of smiles a little bit, and he goes to touch you and then falls down.
Hagen glances back at Ilmarin, lifts his hammer. He's like, "Good job."
Ilmarin just raises his bow.
You're stealing wanker.
I love it.
Okay, so what is left of the orcs is basically a big pile of blood on the floor. But before we go any further, could Ilmarin, Johan, and Mordek all make me a easy endurance roll, please?
What's it for? I'm wondering if I've got something that might help.
Oh, I think mine included my advantage, but I would still have passed.
Oh yeah, I need to take my advantage away for this, don't I?
I'm assuming we don't get our advantage for that.
You won't get your advantage. Oh,
Don't get you advantage for resisting poison.
Didn't think so. But it's enough to pass.
You say easy.
Yeah, plus 40.
Oh!
Cutting it fine, but just.
wow.
You must have a higher endurance than 63 with a plus 40.
Oh, I didn't add the plus 40. Sorry.
I was going to say, you would have been the weediest dwarf ever.
You want me to re-roll it with the plus 40?
I think we can say the dwarf doesn't notice. Yeah.
Let me just check the viewers to see if I have any rerolls left.
I don't think so.
No, you've used 3 and had 3.
That's correct.
Wow, that's shocking. Hold on a second, my ankle's just hurting.
Is it the number
Is this a
of times
GM
we
alternative of taking a dive?
Yeah,
He's been watching
okay.
too much footy lately with the
Yeah,
Euro.
it's part
Yeah.
like Italian or something.
So yeah, unfortunately, the wounds that did hit you weren't festering at all or anything like that, which they could have been, but they're not. Okay, yeah, that's time out on those. And there you are in the middle of this village. There's lots of cheering peasants and villagers, and there's a rather chunky chap with a very impressive moustache, even more so impressive than Johan's, because it does curl up 3 or 4 times. Yeah, and he's got the massivest pair of chops that you've ever seen. Yeah, if anybody can remember the old Emmerdale Farm, yeah, Amos Brearley, yeah, yes, you know,
that's a flashback.
Yeah, absolutely. They're massive, and he's wearing quite good clothing. You're guessing he's some sort of town elder, mayor, or something like that.
Okay, so...
Well, thank you. Yeah, you're the saviours. The saviours.
Johan brings both his smoking guns kind of up to his head.
I thought you were
Nice
going to do
party.
that cheeky
Where's the
pointing with your
brandy?
fingers.
Carolyn needs a moment. You're going to need to. I think you're possibly going to need to persuade Carolyn that the trolls are staying dead.
And start reloading.
Ilmarin's walked up with 2 oil lanterns and is pouring oil on the trolls' bodies.
I'm still hitting them in the head just to make sure they don't get up while you're doing it.
I figured you would be, as you're doing that.
Why do I smell like fish?
You don't want to know, Mordek. You don't want to
It's
know.
the thing. Carolyn just keeps hitting them until Ilmarin sets them on fire. That's the way these fights end.
Where's the wizard?
I saw at the corner of my eye the guard captain pulling him back. Gerhardt looked like he...
You see Franz Gunter and the guards captain panicking around Gerhard.
Can someone that knows something about fixing people go look at Gerhardt? He looks in a bad way.
Right.
He's been stripped off of all his armor, and he's been, because the guards captain, she might not know healing, but she's done a few courses, and she's put him in the recovery position. Yeah, because she's
it's renowned for stopping bleeding.
Blood.
She's definitely a responsible person. But because you notice that through his sort of underrobes, he's bleeding from absolutely everywhere. So there's from the eyes, from the mouth, from the ears, from his front hole and from his back hole. Yeah, he's bleeding from everywhere.
Did they put potato salve on those 2 holes as well?
There is some like potatoey, fishy, thick broth that's been smeared across his eyelids. Yeah, and it's sort of caked up, so it looks like, I don't know, stale face paint maybe on him. And yeah, he's a whole lot of leaking.
That's the price of magic sometimes.
I'll kind of wander forwards towards where Hagen is. It's kind of still kind of reloading the pistols.
Ilmarin's gently staring at the fire of the
Nice
trolls.
job.
Hagen will walk back to take a look at Gerhardt, and I mean Hagen is not a good healer. He looks at the guard captain. He's like, "I've got some bandages. I can give it a shot."
He's bleeding from the eyes, nose, and mouth.
Yeah,
You're going to suffocate him.
Okay, so I'd just like to point you to the chat section where I have been given a reroll by Yusarian. It's a little bit too late for the trolls, but yeah, healing rolls. Well,
You're going to force them to
Wow.
fail.
my healing roll isn't good enough to really, but we'll see. All right, so Hagen will.
Carolyn, once Ilmarin set the trolls on fire, is going to head over to see if she can help. Although I don't actually have the healing skill, so I can't yet. But
I will be.
Might give me an excuse for buying the healing skill because it is one of my class skills.
Even though they're on fire, really, you think, as you normally have done in the past, the best way of dealing with these trolls is hit them with your hammer until its head sort of is the floor.
My solution is hit them with the hammer to make sure they don't get up again until Ilmarin comes over with a load of oil and sets them on fire. That's usually the point where I stop hitting things. It's just been the way it's tended to go.
And Ilmarin's really enjoying the fire.
Ilmarin is really enjoying setting things on fire.
Yeah, he's getting a little bit of a penchant for setting things on fire, isn't he?
Yeah, Ilmarin, somehow he's reached into one of his pouches and pulled out 3 or 4 confectionery items that are very soft and sugary, yeah? And he's placed one on one of his arrows, and he's holding it over the fire, and he's toasting this soft, sugary confectionery
over
item.
A roasting troll.
Can I take? I'm going to take my sword and hack off one of the troll's legs.
Well, there's no need for that, is there?
And
Eating people wasn't enough for you. Eating people wasn't enough for you.
Bastard, yeah. Here we go again. Here's cannibal, Johan.
No, I'm trying to remove one of the larger bones.
Okay. Dan, you can have you can have toast marshmallows at 10. Because this way you keep burning them at the moment. But yeah.
Free advances.
Yeah, you take half a point of damage as you bite into the first one, and it's molten lava in your mouth. Yeah, you take an infective wound, and you die of a heart attack. No, okay. Yeah, so does Aegon want to roll me some first aid healing for?
I'll give it a shot.
Even you.
I will use a fortune point to make that a
success level.
A success.
Well, I'm going to ask you to roll that again.
All right.
Harsh.
That is harsh.
What a bastard.
Oh, God.
Oh. All right.
And Gerhardt dies.
No, he's just not managed to stop the bleeding. But the guards kept everything together. It's just a shame he didn't roll a fumble or a critical failure.
Like I said, I'm not a talented healer.
So you realise that you've done a little bit of damage to what had been done already. So you think the best course of action at the moment is to help the guards captain hold Gerhardt together?
Let me lend you a hand, Captain. Clearly, you're doing better at this than I am.
It's me, Gunter. I've got an idea where it comes to Gerhardt. Yeah. Maybe we should plug some of the holes.
No.
Is that his
He's
potato-covered fingers again?
He's bleeding out of his nose and his ears. I don't think plugging either of those are in his best interest.
And his eyes,
well,
and his front bottom and his back bottom.
No, we won't be plugging any of his holes and or eyes. But thank you for the suggestion.
How about if we finger his toes?
If you really want to finger play with his toes, I as long as you're not in the way, I won't stop you.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can get heal as a class skill. If I put 11 advances in it, I'll be as good as Hagen.
Once I've removed the bone, I will wander over to the townsfolk.
And smash their heads in those.
You like my new club?
Ilmarin enjoys being the diplomat. Worried about what you have.
Yeah, I'm hoping Ilmarin's
going to watch the perimeter, make sure none of these will sneak.
Okay. So, this real slow harmonic music sort of kicks in as you intermingle with the villagers. And as it gets louder and louder, Gerhardt lets out a cough. and the light fades, and the credits come up, and it's the end of the season. What will happen to Gerhardt? Will he be able to be saved?
Tune in next month to find out.
Tune in next month
man,
to find out. Thank you. Okay. So before we go and before we leave the group there, what I want the group to tell me is where they want to find safety with the Lady Nat. So.
Well, personally, I want to head somewhere where there's some wolf priests who can actually teach me stuff rather than...
Okay.
I was thinking Middenheim myself. Just because the new Middenheim
wolf
is out, and that would be
Middenheim?
cool.
Are there priests of Ulrich in Middenheim? Or...
That is the home of the cult.
Yes, absolutely.
It is the heart of the cult of Ulrich.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, that means
I'm sure Caroline
join
totally
the
knew that.
Guard.
I'm going to need a fur-lined poncho.
So the credits go by, and then there's a secret scene at the end. And there's this lady, a villager, who comes out. Oh, I'm the village healer. Let me have a look at your friend. And she goes down on him and starts to patch things up. No, not like that. Yes, right. Yes, no, yes.
You're very...
And she starts to patch it all up, yeah? Yeah, she knits his wounds together, yeah? Yeah, okay. But she did have to go down, crouch down to deal with him, yes? Okay.
Oh, dear. Right.
He saw his eyes open slightly, and he gives this lady
still leaking.
a grin. Yeah, and some blood trickles down his mouth and onto his chin. Yeah, and drips off his chin.
9 bleeding conditions.
Okay,
And
and
it wasn't
we
for that
shall
spell.
leave it
Wasn't
there.
that spell, that probably would have gone quite a bit nastier, because we would have had an orc war boss on us while we
Absolutely.
were fighting trolls.
Absolutely.
I didn't
is
re-roll
worth
it.
saying-
I didn't re-roll the major or minor miscast because
Yes,
it just seemed
absolutely.
appropriate. It just seemed
Yes.
like it would fit the story better.
It was an epic spell, yeah.
Yeah.
So, as the music fades out, it's incredibly tuneless music played from a lute, as Ilmarin fails by 3 success levels on his lute test, and as he plucks the final string, he breaks it. And we shall leave it there. So, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very, very much for my players. It's been an absolute dream for Season 1. I look forward to joining you all again for Season 2, which will be, once upon a time in the old world, the road to Middenheim.
Hey.
And we shall pick it up from there.
Thank you, Jim.
2
It's
levels
been good
harder.
fun.
Yeah.
It's
Thank
been
you
good
very
fun.
much.
Okay, thank
Jim.
you very much. It's been
Thanks,
an
Thank you for
absolute
having us.
pleasure.
It's been lovely.
And
Thank
thanks
you.
everyone for watching.
Really
Cool.
cool.
Yeah, well, great battle, and end of season and a good battle time. Everybody gets 100 XP.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay.
Hey, I've got 400 points. What do you mean?
Switch career to a pyromaniac. Anyway, let's say goodbye, and I'll actually take us offline.
Absolutely. So thank you very much, all of you, again for watching, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye.